Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Kyubi gives Naruto a special Sharingan. Naruto loves Yugito Part 2. And if you enjoy this fanfic, then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. If you haven't seen Part 1, you can watch it on the channel. And now let's start the fanfic. Naruto was the first to wake due to his half-demon status. Since the day he became a half-demon, he no longer needed to sleep for extended periods of time. He was currently sitting in a tree overlooking the landscape. Off in the distance he can see a half-completed bridge and a dead-looking town. Come here. Come and find me. You know you want my power. Kyubi, what the hell was that? Come boy, if you can hear me then you desire power. You cannot ignore me forever boy. That would be either a demonic weapon or something else entirely. What should I do? I mean, I need to find out what it wants and I need to know how I am able to hear it. You know what they say, right, Naruto? Asked Kakashi. They say that a man who stares at the sky has a lot on his mind. Well, Kakashi-sensei, I know that this will sound crazy, but I keep hearing a voice inside my head that is not normally there. How do you know it isn't your little friend who is just messing with you? After the look he received from Naruto, he knew he was wrong. Alright, when we get to Tazuna's house you can go looking for your friend. As Kakashi left to wake the rest of the group, the voice came back and sounded even more excited. 4x. The group finally neared the bridge and had to take a boat across the river. The boat was not large enough for everyone to sit comfortably, so they had to sit in someone's lap. The boat driver motioned for Tazuna to come over to the side out of earshot. Tazuna, are you sure they can help us? They are just kids, for Christ's sake. Listen Akato, they may be kids but they are still ninja and the blonde one over there is too damn stubborn to die. Now just get us across the river so I can finish the bridge. With that said, the two walked back to the boat and began across the river in complete silence. As they reached the other side, Naruto and Kakashi had a really bad feeling that something was wrong, as if they were being watched since they had crossed the river. Everyone be on alert, there is someone herein. Duck now, shouted Naruto just in the nick of time as a very large blade flew past everyone's head and embedded itself in a tree. Standing on top of the sword was a man who was 6 foot even, with short black hair, no shirt, with snow cameo pants and solid white wrist wraps on his arms and face. Well, if it isn't Kakashi Hatake, the copycat ninja. These little brats are yours, oh how the mighty have fallen. This coming from a man who failed to kill someone and was forced to flee from his own village, Zabuza Momochi. The comment did not come from Kakashi or even Naruto but from Sakura. Well, it looks like these brats know who I am. I'm impressed. No, Sakura knows of you because she has read and memorized the bingo book. I know of you because my brother is in the book, and Naruto, well, I don't know if he does, nor do I really care. Oh, and who would your brother be, you emo twerp? My brother is Itachi Uchiha, you eyebrow-less moron. Anyone with a brain should have been able to see that I am an Uchiha. Oh, this one has some spunk in him, but what about your other two students? You three guard Tazuna. I will deal with Zabuza, I should be able to deal with him. No, Kakashi-sensei, you will need some backup, shouted Sasuke as he stood watched as Kakashi squared off against Zabuza. Listen, you three, I want you to run away from here and take Tazuna home. Guard him till I get there and I will deal with Zabuza here. No, Kakashi-sensei, I will help you that way. If you overdo it, I can help you get out alive. I won't be much help in the fight itself, he is still way out of my league. I understand, Naruto. Now let's make. He was interrupted by a very thick mist creeping through the forest and obscuring everyone's vision. Even with all three Sharingan users with their eyes scanning through the fog without the slightest detection of movement. 8 prime choices to choose from. Liver, lungs, spine, clavicle vein, neck vein, brain, kidneys, heart. Which one should I choose? Should I make it fast or slow and painful? As Zabuza's disembodied voice sounded through the forest, all of the genin and Tazuna felt a very menacing cold chill race up their spines. Kakashi was rapidly searching for the source of the voice. He was not going to lose any of his students. As his eyes scanned the surrounding area, he spotted a figure appear in between his students and Tazuna. "It's over," shouted Zabuza as he swung his sword in a wide arc towards Tazuna's body. As Tazuna watched in horror as the blade neared his body, it seemed that certain doom was inevitable. But just as the blade was inches from his head, Zabuza turned into water, and there where the man once stood was Sasuke with his Sharingan eyes spinning wildly. "I may be a genin, but I am still an Uchiha. Don't underestimate me." With his Sharingan spinning even faster, he set his sights on finding the real Zabuza. "So I have to deal with two Sharingan users. Well, Kakashi is my only real threat. His little students can play with a few of my water clones." As Zabuza reappeared, he quickly rushed in, attacking Kakashi directly. Just as he neared Kakashi, three more appeared and rushed at the genin. Naruto and Sasuke quickly rushed in and met their opponents head-on. Sakura froze, seeing that there was still one more and that one was heading for her. The water clone sneered as he swung a devastating right hook and grinned even more as he heard a satisfying crack. Sakura knew her jaw was broken and she was no match against Zabuza, even if it was only a clone. Sasuke and Naruto both knew that Sakura would not last long against the clone and could possibly die. Naruto evading a wide swipe from his opponent, he rushed in to help Sakura. "Sakura, get down now," shouted Naruto as he ran through hand seals. Grand Fireball Jutsu. As the fireball raced towards the water clone, Sakura attempted to knee the clone and push him in front of the fireball. "Nice try, little girl, but you're not strong enough to hit me. You can't even hold your own against a clone." A grin graced her lips as she was slipping into unconsciousness. "Took her. I wasn't trying to hit you." As he looked up, he saw the fireball a little too late as it slammed into his chest. The clone that Naruto was fighting walked over and smiled at Naruto. "I'm impressed you took down one clone, but there are still two of us left, not counting the original." Naruto was greeted with two fists hitting him in the face courtesy of the remaining two clones. After the jaw-breaking hit, Naruto was immensely surprised that he was still conscious. He quickly activated his Sharingan eyes and noticed that he was the only one who was still up out of the three of them. He soon saw the last of the clones rushing in to finish the job and kill Tazuna. "Need to use that jutsu. I just hope I can make it in time before they kill Tazuna." At some point during all of the fighting, Kakashi had been captured by Zabuza inside of a water prison. Thinking fast, Naruto stood up and went through 4 hand seals. Tiger, dragon, horse, and rabbit. Using those 4 hand seals, he completed his jutsu. Fire style fire wipe jutsu. As he took out the last remaining water clones with a surprise attack, he chose to help Kakashi. Gathering wind chakra inside of his throat, he let loose a mighty roar. Wind style atsugai. A cone of condensed wind shot out of his mouth and headed straight for the real Zabuza. As Zabuza saw the jutsu heading towards him, he knew he was in trouble. With how much chakra was pumped into the cone of wind, it would kill him on contact. So he had 2 choices: die by a genin or fight Kakashi again and hope he was as lucky as the first time. As he moved to avoid the jutsu, he was distracted by the blonde genin's eyes. They held the Sharingan and were analyzing his every move he made. With this split-second distraction, he was too slow to fully avoid the jutsu. "Guya, my leg. You fucking little brat, you destroyed my leg." As Naruto fell forwarded from chakra exhaustion, Kakashi caught him dripping wet from the water prison. "You should know, Zabuza, to never underestimate any opponent, even if they are just a genin." Kakashi moved to finish the job and end Zabuza's life, but just as he neared the downed man with his kunai drawn, a hunterman appeared beside the body and took him away. Kakashi covered up his Sharingan eye so he can preserve the remaining amount of his chakra and turned to Tazuna. "Let's get them to your house so we all can rest." Tazuna only nodded his head and helped Kakashi carry the genin with the help of a few shadow clones. XXXXXX. The next day, Naruto awoke to a new surrounding and a very comfy bed. The smell of food wafted up through the floor from the kitchen somewhere downstairs. As he began to move, there came a knock at the door, followed by a female's voice and figure stepping through the door. "Oh, you're awake. Good breakfast is ready. Come down when you are ready to eat." With that, the young women left the room and headed downstairs. I wonder where I am and where is the rest of my team. I hope we were not separated during the fighting with Zabuza. With many thoughts racing through his head, he walked downstairs. XXXXXX. As Naruto walked through the kitchen doorway, he saw his whole team and Tazuna. His answers were answered as to where he was and his team. Now all that was left to do was eat the copious amounts of food on the table. Alright everyone, listen up. Zabuza is still alive and will probably be coming after everyone here once he is fully healed. The confusion around the table could be seen on everyone's face, especially Naruto's. But Kakashi-sensei, there is no way he should have survived. The man couldn't even walk, let alone fight off your attacks. You're right about that, but he had an accomplice that was hiding out and waiting to jump in and help if need be. So while we are here helping Tazuna finish the bridge, everyone, and that includes you Naruto, will be training. With that, everyone went back to eating their meal. As they were finishing up, a young boy around 8 years old walked in and looked around the table. Mumbling something under his breath, he turned and walked back upstairs. "Who was that?" asked Sakura. "Oh, that was my son Inari." "What the hell is his problem?" asked Naruto through a mouthful of food. "Naruto, don't talk with your mouth full and don't be so rude." "Well, it's kind of rude for him to come down here and then leave without saying anything. He lost his father recently and has been very depressed as of late. The man who rules these lands is called Gato. He killed Inari's father and any others who were trying to overthrow him. All he does is bleed this country dry and forces the people into misery and poverty. That's so sad." After the explanation of Inari's past, Naruto stood up from the table and left without saying a word to anyone. 4x. Later that night, with the team lying around resting and talking with Tazuna about the bridge and his country of Wave. As they were all talking, Naruto walked in the house sweating, covered in burn marks and slightly bleeding. "Naruto, what the hell happened to you?" asked Sasuke. "I was training. I had to blow off some steam, so I went out and rearranged the landscape a little." "What do you mean about rearrange the landscape a little?" "Well, Sakura, I was working on a new jutsu and it just so happened to go wrong, repeatedly wrong. But once I finally got it close, it blew up and leveled several trees." Dinner. The team quickly forgot their conversation and headed to the kitchen to eat dinner. Sitting at the table was Inari, looking as down and gloomy as always. Everyone sat down at the table without a word and began to eat their dinner. "So Tazuna, how is the bridge coming along?" asked Sakura. "Well, I hope that I can complete it with the village's help and the help of your team." "Don't worry Tazuna, me and my team will help you and protect you." The smile that was radiating off of Naruto's face gave everyone at the table hope, all but one. Why do you guys try so hard? All that will happen is you die." Inari, surprising everyone, broke the silence. "Why do you think that everyone will die? Is it because of Gato?" Quote, "Gato killed my dad. He killed my dad and every man that was helping him. Don't you all see that no one can stop him? Oh, shut the fuck up. Listen up, you little shit, at least you had a father. I never knew anyone from my family, and my teammate here had his entire family killed by his own brother. You, on the other hand, you still have your mother, your grandfather, and many villagers that love and look out for you. I, on the other hand, I have no one. All I have is my team. The village I come from and live in, the very village I would give my life for, hates me." As his temper continued to rise, red, blue and black chakra began to seep out and saturate the atmosphere in the room. "My own village has attempted to kill me. By the time I was 5 years old, I had over 26 assassination attempts on my life. I have been burned, stabbed, tortured, and one person even attempted to hang me." After his last statement, he pulled off his shirt and showed everyone the jagged and rough scars that littered his body. Chest, Rib cage and back were covered with nothing but scars and hardly any unscathed skin. Along the outline of the scars were signs of severe burn marks. This is what it means to be hated by the ones you love. To this day I have had over 300 assassination attempts on my life, and the only reason why I am still alive to this day is the leader of my village looks out for me. With his temper fully peaked, he slammed his hands on the table, splintering it. So if you want to whine and cry about how fucking difficult your life is just because you lost someone, well, you winning to the wrong person. As Naruto stormed out of the room, everyone settled into a deep quietness. The thickness in the air was gone, but no one could remove those horrible scars and burns that had littered the body of the most cheerful young boy they knew. Kakashi-sensei, how much of that was true? Kakashi looked directly at Sasuke and Sakura, and then he turned to the rest of the people before saying a word. Every word he said was true. Those scars are a constant reminder to him and a few others the horrors he has endured, and at such a young age. How did he retain his humanity? Every single person I know of would have killed themselves or gone insane. That's just it though. Naruto did try to kill himself once, and the only reason why he is still alive is because of me. I was still on Anbu at the time, but I saw him walking home and he was covered in burn marks. Once he entered his house, he attempted suicide. He strung a rope up and tried to hang himself. I rushed in and cut the rope. After I rushed him to the hospital, he was institutionalized for a while and the ones who did it were killed. That young man is stronger than any I have met in my life. Dad, I am surprised that you are complimenting something. After they were all told a little about Naruto's past, everyone had a little more respect for the young man. Inari was the one hit the hardest with it and quickly rushed to his room. Everyone, let's get some sleep. The group of ninja walked upstairs to their respected rooms and quickly fell asleep. Naruto, you know you really did not need to blow up on that young boy like you did. You know I really don't care. That little shit deserved it. I mean, come on, the nerve of him to say that he has had a hard life. No one knew about what you had to go through. You don't trust anyone and you never let them get close to you. You know the reason behind why I don't like to trust people. All they do is stab you in the back. Oh, and how do you explain your team? Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura are all there for you. When you are ready to open your eyes and see that not everyone is out to kill you, then talk to me again. With their conversation over, the mental link the two shared was severed. Naruto was lying on the roof of Tazuna's house looking up at the stars as his mind raced with over 1,000 thoughts. You know, Naruto, what you did in there was a bit too much, don't you think? You broke their table, you know. Kakashi-sensei, I don't care if I did go to fair, he was way out of line. He was acting like he has had the hardest life imaginable when there are people who have had worse that he could ever imagine. Naruto, not everyone has gone through what you have and not everyone know what you actually went through. You know, the fox said something similar to that just a little bit before you showed up. Naruto, please let people in, there are some good people out there that you can trust. With that, Kakashi walked off to let Naruto think about everything. As Naruto lay on top of the house, the stars and night sky began to fade. The sun was now creeping up over the horizon, showering the land in its golden light. The sun's warming rays of light caressed Naruto's face and he basked in the warmth for several more hours before he fully realized just how long he was up on the roof. Wow, it's already morning time and I can even hear everyone walking and talking downstairs in the kitchen. 4x. So is Naruto going to come in and eat Kakashi? I do not know, honestly. He was very upset about everything and needed to calm down a bit. I am calm and I'm sorry about the table. Oh Naruto, there you are. Get over here and eat and don't worry about the table. No one said a word as Naruto sat down at the now repaired table, or maybe it was a new one, who knew. The meal progressed relatively quiet and Inari stayed upstairs in his room till the group left. Are they gone? Yes, Inari, they are all gone. Why did you stay upstairs? You could have come down here with us. No, the blonde boy of the team scars me. They remaining two at the house stared out the window as the team of ninja walked towards the uncompleted bridge. As they neared the bridge, the fog that covered the land was steadily growing thicker. As the fog cleared up, the scene at the bridge was a horrific sight indeed. Bodies lay all over the bridge, possibly dead. As the team began to check on the men, they soon noticed that the men were not dead but unconscious. Listen everyone, stay alert, it could be Zabuza. That's where you are wrong, Hatake. The team jumped as they heard a voice behind them that belonged to the very man they were talking about. I did not do this, my leg is still fucked up from when your student there blasted me with that wind jutsu. Well, you should have been faster. What was that, you little blonde bastard? Zabuza, if you didn't do this, then who did? I don't really know his name, not many people do. The only name that anyone knows him by is Striker, but let's just say he is a better assassin than I am. The group quietly set up a defensive perimeter around Tazuna. They all scanned the area looking for any signs of the enemy that rivaled Zabuza in skill. A man that was a better killer than I trained assassin was not the team's idea of a good day. So what does this Striker guy look like? Asked Naruto. Well, he looks like the man that is standing right there. Zabuza raised a shaking hand and pointed right in front of the group. Standing before the team of genin was a man dressed in nothing but black. Face was covered by a mask of solid black cloth, there was not even a slit for his eyes. The man stood at 6 foot tall, just under Kakashi's height. His hair was standing straight up, similar to Kakashi's own gravity-defying hair. So Zabuza, is there a reason why you have yet to finish your mission and kill this pathetic excuse of human flesh? Well, you see, this team was stronger than I though, and I just got a little careless is all. Zabuza was sweating bullets now. Whoever this man was, he scared him. I don't need to listen to your excuses, Zabuza, and these things before me that you call strong are just garbage, just like you. That was enough to cause Zabuza to snap out of his funk and pissed him off. Hey, who are you calling garbage, you emo bitch? Everyone was somewhat surprised when Naruto yelled at the men, but they were more surprised that he called him an emo. Normally he only calls Sasuke that. Well, you certainly are a lively one, aren't you? This should be fun to crush you little dreams and destroy that hope of yours. Suddenly the man disappeared and then quickly reappeared in front of Naruto. He stretched his hand up and flicked Naruto in the forehead hard enough, launched the young teen several feet back and crashing into and then through the bridge. Naruto. Sasuke quickly rushed over to the teammate he has slowly started to like and even consider a brother. Now where do you think you are going? Sasuke turned his head and received a devastating right hook to his face. A loud crack could be heard as his nose shattered and he too fell into the still waters below the bridge. As he neared the water, he spotted Naruto hanging from the bridge and then he stopped falling. Turning his head, he saw Naruto had used the multi-shadow clone jutsu to stop him. Naruto, what's the plan to stop this guy? Well, I was kind of hoping you would have a plan because I have no idea how to counter his speed. I'm not even fast enough to beat that guy. Well, we both have the Sharingan and we both are fast. Maybe if we both hit him from 2 different angles we can take him out. Alright, well, do you know any elemental dragon jutsu? Yes, I know the fire dragon. What about you? I know the water dragon, and soon we both will know the water dragon and fire dragon jutsu. The two teammates went through the hand seals for the 2 jutsu and copied them down. Let's go. The two rushed up the side the bridge and charged straight at the man covered in bandages and started their jutsu sequence. Naruto went through the seals for the water dragon and Sasuke went through the seals for the fire dragon. Well, it appears that you two are ready to fight. Good. The 2 jutsu quickly launched at the man they were fighting and then he was gone again. The jutsu clashed and covered the bridge in a thick veil of mist. Both teens backed up to each other and had their Sharingans spinning madly, searching for the man. Sasuke, over there, I see him, let's go. The two rushed to where they thought they had seen the man. After reaching a clearing where the mist was gone, they saw that he was just standing there without a care in the world. That attack would have worked if not for the fact that you both are garbage and cannot touch me. As he belittled the two teens, 6 clones appeared behind him. Without even moving from his spot where he was standing, the clones all were destroyed as if they were never even there. What the hell just happened, Naruto? He didn't even move and he took out all of the clones. From what I learned from my clones is he emits immense amounts of chakra and condenses it down so it's like needles. Well, you are a smart one. But unfortunately that is only half of the pie because there is much more than just that to my jutsu. Well, why don't you tell us then if you're so confident? Now where would the fun in that be? How about this: for every hit you can land on me I will answer one question. As the three squared off to face on another, the rest of the team stepped in to assist the two teens. Oh, don't think I forgot about you all. My little helper there can deal with you. A wall of fire erupted in front of the group as if on cue. Standing behind the team was a young boy around Naruto's age, maybe older, with long red hair. He was similarly dressed like his master, solid black, but his face was not covered up. A long jagged scar ran down the side of his face from his forehead down to his lip. His eyes were filled with sadness and despair. The young man had lost all hope of doing anything but following his master's orders. So who might you be? Asked Kakashi. My name is not important. All you need to know is that I will be the one to kill you and the rest of your team while Master Striker deals with those two teens. A massive explosion erupted shortly after they stopped talking, completely separating the team from Sasuke and Naruto. With Sasuke and Naruto, the three of the men squared off against each other as the scorching flames behind them consumed part of the bridge. So tell me why you fight for a nation that does not care about you. Because even if the people hate us, we will still fight for the land that was our family's home, and we will defend it with our lives just like the people before us. I'm not talking to you. I swear you fucking Uchiha are all the same. I was talking you, your blonde friend. What does he mean, Naruto? The village doesn't hate you, do they? Oh, so you don't know, do you? It's a secret from my classmates so they don't treat me different. What I want to know is how you know about my secret. That is one of my abilities. I can sense the chakra of my opponent, like your Uchiha friend here. I can tell his elemental affiliations. With you I can tell yours, and I can even tell that you have 2 types of chakra. What the hell does he mean, Naruto? Well, you guys were bound to find out one way or another. I am a Jinchuriki. I am the container for the 9-tailed fox demon that attacked our village. Sasuke could only stare at his blonde teammate as he told him this. He never would have guessed that Naruto of all people had a demon inside of him. So who cares? You are still my teammate and we still need to beat this guy. I am shocked though that you have a demon. You are one of the nicest guys I know. Well then, this should be interesting indeed. Let's see how good you two really are. With the rest of the team. So what do we call you? Like I said before, my name is not important. Oh, but it is. You see, I need to know the name of the person who I am about to kill. Before the young child in front of the team could make any type of remark, Kakashi was rushing forwarded at high speeds. In the time it took for Kakashi to reach his target, he was stopped by another fire jutsu. I see you are serious about killing me, so I will tell you the name I go by. It's Valkyrie. So you are a girl, huh? Well then, this will be interesting. As Kakashi took another step forward, a light blue blur flew past him. Standing between him and the young female named Valkyrie was Zabuza's apprentice Haku. Is there a reason why you are in my way? I cannot let you attack this young girl, Hataki. I will take her on. Zabuza-sensei, please assist them in protecting Tazuna, as I am sure that Gato will not be paying us. Whatever. Knowing that Haku was right, Zabuza backed down and stood with Kakashi next to Tazuna. So Zabuza, what is your apprentice's name? Her name is Haku. I thought I told you before. Nope, she just came in and saved your ass before I killed you. Shut your fucking mouth, Hataki. If it wasn't for that little blonde pipsqueak, I would have won that fight. As the two argued back and forth, the rest of the ninja on the bridge squared off for a fight to the death. Zabuza along with Kakashi stood close to Tazuna, knowing that they were the last line of defense for his life. The group of young ninja that had accompanied the two Jonin were facing off against two new unknown ninja. Sakura and Haku were facing off against the first unknown ninja called Valkyrie, while Naruto and Sasuke faced the master, a man named Striker. So Kakashi, I bet 300 Ryo that my student is the one who wins this fight with the girls and that your three won't even survive. Well, isn't that nice? Sure, I'll take the bet. With Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto, I have a really bad feeling about this guy. Those moves in his jutsu are outrageous, and it seems the harder we try and hit him, the faster he gets. Come on, are you too tired already? We just started to have some fun too. Flashback. Let's hit him with a combo attack. Okay, what did you have in mind? I use a wind jutsu and you use a fire jutsu. The two teammates nodded their heads and charged head on at the enemy shinobi before them. Fire style. Fire dragon jutsu. Sasuke launching the fire jutsu just moments before Naruto launched his wind jutsu. Wind style Atsugai. Naruto launched his newly created wind style jutsu, causing the normal fire dragon jutsu to double in size and changed from the normal red flames to a scorching blue. Please, that pathetic excuse of a combo, it won't do a damn thing to me. Striker's dodge of the combination jutsu was as easy as swatting a fly, but when he dodged the attack he met a huge surprise. Sasuke had predicted where the man would appear with his Sharingan and sent a kick aimed straight for Striker's head. The strike fully connected, sending Striker straight for Naruto, who was powering up a jutsu that Sasuke had never seen nor heard of. In both of his hands was a small ball of condensed chakra that was spinning wildly. Flashback. Naruto, get over here, I want to show you something. What is it, Kyubi? This jutsu was used by your father to beat me in battle. The way I hear it, this was one of his most prized jutsu. So how did you learn it? The technique does not require any hand signs, all you do is condense your chakra into a ball on your palm. Okay. Again, how did you learn it if there is no hand signs? Because with my eyes they break down the jutsu, how much chakra is used, how the jutsu is formed and molded, and even the hand signs used. Cool, so what do I need to do so that I can learn this move? You need to focus on three main factors in completing this jutsu. 1. You must get the shape, and to do that I want you to use your chakra to pop this balloon full of water. The Kyubi handed Naruto the balloon of water and left him to his work. Back to the fight. The blue ball of chakra formed and was spinning wildly in both of his palms. Flashback. The next step is the power. Similar to what you did in the first step, you need to use your chakra to pop this. Instead of a balloon full of water, the Kyubi handed him a solid ball of rubber. Fight. The balls of chakra condensed even more and were no longer wild looking but more controlled. Flashback. The third step is to combine the two into one and add both the shape and power along with the control to form a solid ball of chakra. Once you have that done, then you strike. To prove his point, he slammed the Rasengan into a nearby tree and disintegrated it in the exact spot he hit, and the rest fell to the ground in splinters. Fight. Take this, you arrogant prick. Rasengan. Slamming the two Rasengans into his opponent, he hoped that after this attack the fight would be over. Oh, how wrong he was. Striker flew back from the twin attack to his chest and slammed into a tree at the end of the bridge, knocking it to the ground. As he slowly stood up, his head lowered and looking towards the ground, giving him an even more menacing appearance. He slowly raised his head and locked eyes with the two teens he was fighting. The bandages no longer covering his eyes, now the two can see his solid blue pupil-less eyes. The glacier blue color froze the two where they stood, neither of them noticing that the temperature dropped drastically around them. That actually fucking hurt, you little brat. For that you are going to see the true reason why I am above your level. I would like you to meet my Kekkei Genkei, the Jojugan. With this I can see what type or chakra you have, how much you have, and even predict the jutsu you are fixing to use. You cannot stop me even if the both of you poses the Sharingan. Sakura and Haku. So do you have a plan, Haku? Because I don't really have anything to stop her. What do you mean by that? What I mean is I'm a medic nin, not a combat nin. The most help I will be is healing you and maybe some taijutsu. All of a sudden the air became thick with chakra. So much in fact that the two girls that were nowhere near the fight itself suddenly felt very heavy and found it hard to breathe. Well, it seems that Master has gotten serious with your two friends. I suppose that I too should take you seriously. The young girl in front of Sakura and Haku reached up and removed the cloth covering her eyes. Once the cloth was removed, they could see that her eyes were actually closed. When she opened them, they were solid red fading into a light blue in the center. These are my eyes, Okabigan. With these eyes I have perfect control over fire, and I can even tell a person's movements by their body temperature. I can even tell if someone is lying to me. After she explained what her eyes are capable of, the air became hot and very dense with the pure amount of dry heat that was being produced. I can't even produce any ice. The heat in the air is so high that she evaporated all of the water in the air and surrounding area. Wow, really? How can she do that by just flaring her chakra? The two girls looked at their opponent in slight wonder and fear for someone to have that much of a control over fire, that with just a flare of her chakra she can summon up enough of a heat wave to evaporate all of the water in the air. They really had to be careful of any fire jutsu she uses because they could be disastrous. Hey Haku, I think I have a plan. If we are able to get some water up here, do you think you would be able to use some of your more powerful jutsu? Yes, I should be able to, but we would need a lot of water. How are you planning on getting enough water up here? Flashback. Alright guys, come here, we will be leaving to wave here shortly, so I will start training you in your element. What do you mean, sensei? First I want you to channel chakra into this slip of paper. If it crinkles up, you have an affinity to lightning. If it burns fire, it gets damp water. If you have a wind affinity, it will cut in half, and if you have an earth affinity, then it will turn to dust. As the three genin grabbed the pieces of paper, two were wondering what affinity they have, while one blonde in particular was wondering how his third affinity would show up. Alright Sasuke, you go first. Sasuke channeled a small amount of chakra into the slip of paper and watched as it first crinkled up into a ball and then burst into fire. Okay, Sasuke, you have a lightning and fire affinity. Next will be Sakura. Following Sasuke's lead, she channeled a small amount of chakra into the slip of paper, and half of it was dissolved into water and the other half crumbled into dust. Well, that was unexpected. Sakura, it appears that you have a high affinity to both water and earth. Alright, finally Naruto, you're up. The blonde channeled a bit of chakra into the slip of paper, and what happened surprised everyone. First the paper turned solid black and then shredded into multiple small pieces before bursting into a red flame, then changed to a blue and finally turned to a black flame. Okay, Naruto, I have no idea why the paper turned black, but you have an affinity to wind and fire, said Kakashi, smiling at his students. What the fuck was up with the flames though and the chakra paper turning black? Something is not right about any of this. Flashback end. I haven't practiced this a lot, but here goes nothing. Water style, raging water tides. Using only 4 hand seals and over half of her chakra reserves, the water underneath the bridge rose up and took the shape of 4 different tidal waves, and as one they descended on top of the bridge, then swirled around into a dome of pure water as Sakura continued to go through hand seals. Water style water implosion. The water that had formed the dome quickly rushed into the center of the dome, causing a massive shock wave from the force. With Kakashi and Zabuza. Wow, that little girl on your team is impressive. Did you teach her that? No, I did not. Honestly, I don't know where she learned it from either, but she does have a very high affiliation with water. I see. And what about the other two? What are their skills in terms of the girl? They too are a mystery. I'm not quite sure what all they know, but in terms of strength, speed, chakra and overall skill, they are far beyond Sakura's current level. Naruto and Sasuke. As the two teammates stared into the icy abyss that was their opponent's eyes, they both were thinking the same thing. Fuck, this is not good. They had just pissed off one of their strongest opponents yet, and they have been hard pressed to touch him. Hey Kyubi, I have a question. What is it, Kit? If I used your chakra along with my Sharingan, do you think I would be able to beat him? There is a chance, but it will take time. I will have to fuse my demonic chakra with your nun and half demonic chakra. Sasuke, do you think you can stall him for me? It's going to take me some time to do what I'm planning. Ya just don't keep me waiting, Dobi. Naruto nodded his head and proceeded to sit down on the bridge and meditate. The air around him condensed and formed a sphere of air pressure. Naruto, what the hell are you doing? This is no time to meditate, I do need some help here. Never hearing him, the blonde continued to sit there unmoving. Soon the two who continued to fight suddenly stopped. As they looked towards the blonde, they were greeted by a sight that startled them both. Swirling around Naruto was 3 types of chakra, a red, a blue and a black tail-like figure of pure chakra swirled and then started meld into one giant shape. A figure of a giant fox soon took shape out of the chakra and stared down at the two in front of Naruto. What the hell is he? There is now way chakra should be visible. Naruto, just how strong are you? Standing up, he slowly opened his eyes. No longer were they the normal blue with the white tomas. The pupil in both eyes were slitted with the Sharingan tomas around the top half of his eyes, with a solid black background. The normal white tomas of his Sharingan had changed to a light blue, and on close inspection of the pupil one could see a black flame patter inside and around his pupil. Kyubi, what can this new Sharingan do? Well, for one, it still has all of the basic features of the normal Sharingan. Copy jutsu, predict movements, break and cast genjutsu. Nothing new there, but the new abilities that come with this type of the Sharingan is now you have perfect control over fire. You are able to temporarily copy bloodline techniques as well as Kenjutsu and Taijutsu, but there is a catch. And what's that? Well, it's simple. To unlock the next stage, you have to witness the one you love more than anything die without you being able to stop it from happening and feel the guilt and shame that comes with their death. Also, the more you use the higher level jutsu the eyes give you, the more of your eyesight will deteriorate. What the fuck do you mean? Are you telling me I'm going blind? No, not yet at least. The next stage of your Sharingan is too powerful for your eyes right now. The amount of yoki and chakra that is used in the 3 techniques of your eyes. The normal Sharingan has 3. Amaterasu, it is said to be black fire from hell itself. Tsukuyomi is an unbreakable genjutsu that causes massive psychological damage. And last is the Susanoo. Not every Mangekyo Sharingan has the Susanoo, but the ones that do have this technique are registered to immense amounts of pain and damage throughout their entire body. Quote. Okay, so what do I get with this Sharingan? By the way, what's it called? Goddamn kid, didn't you listen? I just told you and I decided to give it the name IQ Sharingan. I meant like the Amaterasu and shit. Do I have anything like that? And that name is fitting. Just get back to the fight and I think you have the Amaterasu. Cutting the link to the fox, he stared down the man standing in front of him. The chakra rolling off of him was stifling and had started to hurt his new Sharingan. Let's go. That was all anyone heard as Naruto soon disappeared and then slammed his fist right into Striker's gut. Sasuke, get back, I will handle this bastard. Without warning, the air was filled with a monstrous amount of ki. Everyone on the bridge soon found it hard to breathe, even Naruto. Alright, you little shit, let's end this little charade. The two squared off once again. Naruto rushed forwarded at unimaginable speeds, well, at least for a genin. Quickly falling into his taijutsu stance that he learned from the Kyubi. Unlike when he fought Mizuki, this time he was using the true style the fox spoke of. Sliding his left hand down his right arm, he fully extended it out in front of him. His right arm was bent over his head, pointing forwarded with his knees bent and his feet pointing straight in front of him. Striker slid into his own taijutsu style. He had his right arm close to his body with his palm open and fingers curled in. His left arm fully outstretched in front of him with his fingers point up in a full open palm. His leg were spread ever so slightly apart and bent with his body weight on the tips of his toes. The two combatants charged at each other and quickly started to exchange punches. Naruto, being the quickest of the two, threw a right elbow from above his head followed by a spin and then a left hook. Both attacks connected almost at the same time. The elbow flew over the top of Striker's head but connected with his shoulder, forcing him to spin to his left, where he received a devastating left elbow. Striker was seething with anger at being bested by a genin in taijutsu. Bringing his arms up into a boxing stance, Striker moved to attack. Running straight at Naruto, he launches rapid fast jabs and then at powerful low kick. Thanks to his Sharingan, Naruto was able to avoid all of the jabs and the low kick, but soon after dodging the kick he was suddenly rocketed backwards. What the fuck was that? Rushing his opponent, he begins the next round by throwing a few rapid jabs followed by the elbow of each arm after the jabs either missed or connected. Just like before, a fist sailed by Naruto's head and he was hit by an invisible force that sent him flying. Kid, when he go to hit, release a pulse of chakra from that part of your body even if you miss. Not even replaying to the Kyubi, Naruto rushes head on against Striker once again. This time he charged chakra to all of his limbs, adding more power to all of his hits and increasing his already incredible speed. Throwing a right hook, as soon as it connected he blasted his chakra from his fist and slamming it into Striker's chest. Seeing his opponent fly back several feet and then start to cough up some blood, Naruto now realized what Striker had been doing to cause the damage that was done to him. I figured out, your trick. You really are a fool. I wasn't using chakra in my attacks. That was just pure speed and wind chakra, not normal chakra. Now I am going to end this, as I can tell you are very well trained in taijutsu and I'm not going to use a nin or genjutsu against a Sharingan wielder. So that only leaves me with Kenjutsu. Holding his arm out, Striker showed a tattoo design of dragon surrounded by water. Dragging his thumb across his bloody lip, he swiped some of the blood on the tattoo and with a puff of smoke he held a sword in his hand. It was a standard katana, but the blade was solid blue with a dragon's head as the guard. The dragon guard on the sword had its jaw spread open and appeared to be pushing the sword from its mouth. The hilt was wrapped in a solid snow-white fabric with a water droplet design on it. You think you're the only one who knows Kenjutsu? Naruto takes off his coat and shows a 9-tailed fox design on one arm, and on the other showed 5-tailed fox. One wiping some blood on the 9-tailed fox, a chrism red blade with a black fox and flames up the lengthen of the blade. I am very skilled in Kenjutsu. There is only one person in my village who can oppose me in Kenjutsu. Rushing forwarded, the blade blurs from view. Striker, using his chakra sense, was barely able to block the downward strike aimed for his head. Jumping back, he settles into a Kenjutsu stance, raising his sword above his head and angling it down, pointing to the ground. You are fast and apparently have some skill with a sword, but can you match me? Without saying a word, he sealed his katana and then unsealed his dual kodachi. One blade poised above his head and the other out in front of him, pointing straight down. Rushing forwarded and channeling chakra into his swords, he struck. Swinging up with his left sword and then swinging down with his right sword at the same time. Without even meaning to, he was channeling wind and fire chakra into the blades, and once they struck the blade of Striker, they cut through it like a hot knife through butter. At seeing his blade break, Striker was immediately in shock and didn't realize the two blades were still coming at him till it was too late. Both kodachis sliced through Striker's body with ease. One blade sliced him through his neck and down his chest, while the other went through his stomach. Beaten by a genin. I told you my skills in Kenjutsu are the highest in my village. That you did. Hey kid, listen, and don't interrupt, I don't have much time. 4 miles in the woods to the north of here is Gato's base. South of his base is mine. I want you to go and take everything from both of them. As Naruto watched the life fade from his eyes, he couldn't help but think why he had given him those directions. So deciding that he would stay and help with the fights, he summoned 5 shadow clones and sent them on their way. Haku, Sakura vs. Valkyrie. Haku, looking around, notices that there was a large abundance of water now and it had yet to evaporate. Deciding not to look a gift horse in the mouth, she quickly goes through some hand seals. Hyoten. Demon ice mirrors. A large dome of ice formed around Haku and Sakura, and as they looked to the center of the dome they could see the girl they had been fighting, Valkyrie, who was surrounded by a fiery phoenix as she glared daggers at the other two females. You two are seriously pissing me off. Secret technique. Dance of the Eternal Phoenix. With no hand seals, the large bird of fire that had surrounded her quickly launched at the two kunoichi. Quickly thinking, Haku grabs Sakura and uses the ice from her mirrors to teleport the two out of harm's way. After reaching a safe distance, Haku saw her strongest ice jutsu get blown away by a phoenix covered in fire. Sakura, here, take this food pill. It's going to take both of us to take her down. My ice jutsu won't work on her superheated flames, and I don't know what all the water jutsu you have, but if we can combine two of our strongest water jutsu together, we should be able to beat her. Taking the soldier pill, she looks at Haku. I have one more jutsu that might help. I'm not sure if I can pull it off though. Nodding, the two girls started to go through hand signs. Water style. Water dragon jutsu. Water style. Water from the heavens. Haku's jutsu took shape of a giant dragon made of pure water, and it towered over the bridge and the two kunoichi. Sakura's jutsu did not take any shape at all. It appeared that her jutsu was not coming into effect. Well, it looks like the pink-haired bitch is of no threat now, are you? Just as Valkyrie finished her insult, thunder roared in the sky above. Looking up, one could see the dark clouds flowing in a circular pattern similar to that of a tornado. Then all at once the clouds crashed into each other and formed one big circling cloud right above Valkyrie. The water dragon rushed towards the distracted kunoichi, then suddenly it was sucked up into the clouds. The water on the side of the bridge was sucked up into the sky, then all at once the water was released. The head of the water was a massive dragon with 4 angelic wings. With one mighty roar, the dragon brought the 4 wings back and swung them forwarded. Off of the 4 wings flew thousands of water feathers, all aimed to kill Valkyrie. Phoenix style. Great bird of fire. After a long series of hand seals, the kunoichi launched her jutsu to counteract the feathers of water. What she didn't expect was the feathers to tear through the bird of fire. All of the feathers hit the bird, and over half of them were still falling towards her. Phoenix style. Great bird guardian. A giant bird of fire wrapped its wings around her and completely stopped the feathers of death from ending her life. Then she launched the bird at Sakura and Haku. Before the bird could hit, the dragon of water slammed down and then raced towards Valkyrie. No time to think, she went to jump of the way before the tail and wings of the dragon wrapped around her and then exploded around the kunoichi and shredded her body. Haku, pant, I'm done, pant, I have no chakra left, pant. With that, she passed out from chakra exhaustion. She was fine with that. There was no way that the enemy could have survived that. That fucking hurt, you know. No, I'm not going to lie, that last jutsu your friend used would have killed me if not for my fire affinity. As she walked towards Haku, the sound of chirping birds was heard. Turning around, they saw Sasuke charging at Valkyrie with a ball of lightning surrounding his hand. Chidori. The lightning-covered hand plunged through the girl's chest and out the other side, covered in blood. Ripping out his arm, Sasuke looks over to see Sakura barely moving and begins to panic. Quickly rushing over to his girlfriend, Sasuke finds her just suffering from chakra exhaustion. What the fuck happened to my bridge? Yelled Tazuna. There's blood everywhere, and look at all of these deep ruts. It's going to take me an extra month to fix all of the damages. That is if you get the chance to. These here lovely men are going to kill all of you, and then they are going to destroy that pathetic little piece of shit town. You hear that, boys? We get to kill everyone. Not everyone, save the women for our own personal fun. The hell you fucking will. Naruto shouted at the group of mercenaries, his bloodlust and hatred for rapists getting the better of him. You all will die here and now before you vil bastards even get the chance to rape anyone. With his final outburst, he vanished in a burst of speed and reappeared behind a group of 10 mercs, all falling to the ground with their heads hitting the ground before their bodies fell. Hey Kakashi, are we going to let the little Gaki have all of the fun or what? No, I don't think we will. I will need to talk to him about this, though he just killed 11 people for his first kill. The two Jonin quickly rushed into the crowd of mercs, slaughtering any that came near them, which wasn't much seeing as Naruto was dispatching them left and right in his rage-driven massacre. Let's get out of here, these guys are demons. No, only one of us can be considered a demon. Turning around, they see a blonde-haired teen glaring at them. All they saw before their swift deaths were his slitted pupils, with a solid black iris and a black flame pattern and the blue pattern of a Sharingan. Pathetic, was all he said as he stalked towards Gato, who was cowering like a coward from the three ominous figures standing in front of him. I say we dissect him, said Zabuza. No number, we should burn him alive. Kakashi, how about we give this sack of shit to the village and let them do what they want to his sorry ass? That works, the two older ninjas said in unison. Looking to the other end of the bridge, the three of them saw the entire village with Inari and Tsunami standing in front of them, all staring at the blood and damage done to the once beautiful bridge. Naruto, I need to talk to you about what you just did here today. Kakashi-sensei, don't bother. The Kyubi showed me images of all the battles and wars throughout history, so when this day came I wouldn't do what Sasuke is right now. He needs you more than I do. Looking over at Sasuke, he finds him standing over the body of the kunoichi he had just killed. Sasuke, are you okay? I don't know, Kakashi-sensei. I just ended this young girl's life. Why did you kill her, Sasuke? She was about to kill Sakura-chan. So you did it to protect someone close to you. All he received was a nod from the young Uchiha. Then you did the right thing, Sasuke. She was going to kill the one you loved and you reacted by defending her. Thank you, Kakashi-sensei. Putting his hand on the young boy's shoulder to show him some comfort, he turned and began to help clean up the bridge before he noticed Naruto walking towards him. Kakashi-sensei, the boss said to tell you that he will be in the forest for the next few days to clear his head, train and to find something that the enemy had told him about. Also, he said do not come looking for him, for he does not want to be found. Saying what he needed to say, he poofed out of existence. With the real Naruto, the blonde shinobi was seen walking through the forest in what seemed like a random direction and pattern of movements. Suddenly he stops and summons a few shadow clones. Standing in front of him were around 50 shadow clones. I want you to split into 10 groups of 5. Once that was done, he continued. Half of you go back to those locations that Striker told us about. The rest of you, I want to start working on chakra control, taijutsu, kenjutsu, and then work on perfecting the ninjutsu that we know. The clones saluted and went to work on their respective tasks. The original Naruto began walking through the forest thinking about what happened at the bridge. True to his word, the Kyubi had indeed shown Naruto all of the wars and gruesome battles. That is not what was bothering him though. The one thing that was bothering him was the immense bloodlust that he experienced on the bridge. The desire to kill everyone he was around was not something he wished to experience again. Sitting down in a meditative pose, he began to enter his mindscape. Fox Cage. Kyubi, can you please explain to me why I experienced the immense bloodlust earlier today? That's easy, you are becoming more demonic. The more of your yoki that melds with the rest of your chakra, the more bloodthirsty you become. Okay, so what does that mean for me later on down the road? Will I become a mindless killer? No, kid, you won't, since you are only going to become a half demon. Then your bloodlust will only show when you are in battle. The silence that soon enveloped the cage was suffocating to the giant fox, so he began his transformation into his human form. Hey Naruto, are you having second thoughts about all of this? No, it's not that, I just don't want to hurt someone close to me is all. Naruto raises his head to look at the fox. You look different. The human form of the fox was not as tall or muscular looking like the first time he had seen the fox, and his outfit was now different. Now he was wearing black Anbu-style pants with the silver greaves covering his shins, and the top half of his outfit was a solid black muscle shirt with a black and red trench coat over the top. His katana was at his hip and his dual wakizashis were on his back, the handle going over each shoulder at an angle making an X. Well, since you started taking my power so you can become a half-demon, I have started to disappear. What? No, you can't. You were the only one that was truly ever there for me. Please, Kyubi, don't leave. Kurama. What? That's my name, Kurama. Kyubi no Kitsune is just a title. And I'm sorry, Naruto, but in combination with the seal and what we started all those years ago is making it to where you will completely consume my presence. Flashback. Alright, Naruto, listen up. Getting the blonde's full attention, he continued. This will take several years to complete, and once I begin, there is no stopping it. So do you still wish to do this? Yes, I do, Kyubi-sensei. Nodding his head, the Kyubi began a long stream of hand seals, both human and demonic. Demonic art. Fusion of mind and body. Instantly Naruto was consumed by a black shroud of shadows and flames. That is the beginning of the process. From this moment on, you are a half-demon and have your own source of yoki. Now, before you ask, every demon has their own unique ability. For example, mine is fire, yours can be anything, and I don't even know what it will be. Has there ever been a time when two demons have had the same ability? No, there hasn't, so whatever you get will be new and only usable by you. Now comes the hard part, Naruto, mastering your new powers and the loss of me. Flashback end. Why the hell did you not tell me that before we started the damn thing? Naruto was looking at Kurama with tears streaming down his face. For two reasons, Naruto. 1. I have lived for centuries unable to die and find peace. 2. When I was training you, it was so I have a successor to the Fox clan. Once you accepted the Fox contract, you became my heir to the seat of power over all the foxes. Didn't you find it strange that they all called you Naruto-sama? Well, yeah, but I thought it was because I had you sealed inside of me. No, young one, it was not because of me. You have the potential to become something that no one has seen in decades, maybe even centuries. You have a pure heart and the drive to protect everyone you find precious, but you also have the power to change everything. Staring at his one-time teacher and long-time friend, Naruto could not keep the tears and sadness out of his eyes. How long do we have with each other before it is complete? Roughly 5 years, which is just enough time for me to finish training you in both your new eyes and your demonic chakra and jutsu. Today at the bridge you fully awakened your new ability. The gift of darkness and shadows. Before he could ask any more questions, all of his clones poofed out of existence to show they had gathered everything from all the bases. But something caught his attention. One of his clones found some kind of cave but did not venture into the cave. Kid, go and see what is in that cave and we will finish this talk later. Real world. Naruto stood up from the ground and started to walk towards the cave his clone found. As he was walking through the forest, he kept thinking back to what his old friend had just told him. Soon he will no longer have the massive fox with him anymore. Without even realizing it, Naruto continued to walk into the very cave he was looking for on autopilot. Finally, you have come for my power, young one. Without warning, a very loud voice echoed inside of his head and brought him to his knees. Now we shall see if you are worthy of my gift to you. Looking around, he spots what appears to be a shrine of some kind. The shrine was decorated with the images of 4 giant tigers, all with multiple tails. The closest one to the ground had only a single tail. The second one had 4 tails and the third had 7 tails. But that is not what surprised Naruto. What truly surprised him was the tiger at the top of the shrine. The tiger at the top was larger than the others and had 10 tails. Kurama, why am I seeing a tiger with 10 tails on this shrine? Those tigers are Kami's warriors, and the one with 10 tails is the strongest of them all. He has more power than I do but could never defeat me. Why, if he has 10 tails, shouldn't he be able to beat you? Yes, if I was a normal demon fox, but I'm not normal. The Fix clan can give their power to the head of the clan and increase his number of tails. I am the strongest fox, and at one time we did fight and I was losing horribly, I might add, but my clan gave me their power and strength and I grew a 10th tail. But why do you not have it now? I've only ever counted 9 tails on you. During the battle, the one I loved was wounded, and to save her, I sacrificed my 10th tail so she can live. Soon after, Kami herself heard about the small fight and took his power from him and apparently sealed him away. Hello Kurama, long time no see, old friend. Yes, it is Byako. So are you still a disobedient little shit, or have you finally pulled your head out of your ass? No, old friend, I am far too old now to be so brash. My son is now the leader of the clan. I am just the one to find our chosen wielder of our power. I did not know you had a son. What is his name? His name is Ryoku. He is more like his mother than anything. He can be a caring soul, but when a fight starts that he has to be in, he becomes a ruthless warrior. And you believe that my container is the one destined to fight alongside your clan? Let's put him through the test and find out. Be warned, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, if you fail this test you will die, but if you can pass you will be able to use my clan in battle, train in our ways of combat in all the arts, gain out eyes and have a large healing factor. I will take your test, Byako-sama, but I already have a contract with the foxes and an abnormally high healing factor. My clan will fight alongside the Fox clan if you pass the test, and with our abilities you will not have to worry about your eyesight decaying over time using your new Sharingan eyes. The trip back to Konoha was very uneventful, as in nothing happened. It was by far the worst trip ever. They barely talked and there was absolutely no action. Sasuke and Sakura tried to talk with their blonde teammate, but he would just ignore them and stare off into space. Kid, what's bothering you? It's that test I took. I don't know if I fully deserve the honor of leading one of the strongest summoning clans in the No world, let alone two of them. Kid, you are the leader of the Fox clan now and you have the backing of the Tiger clan. You even gained the famed eyes of the tigers, which combined with your Sharingan just made it possibly the strongest Kekkei Genkai in the world. How so? Well, for one, the Sharingan is already a feared dujutsu, and then you also altered that when you became a half-demon, creating the IQ Sharingan, which has 9 jutsu of its own. 5 from the standard Sharingan and Mangekyo Sharingan, and 4 that are specific to your eyes that are demonic and possibly twice as dangerous. So do you know what jutsu I have with my eyes? Well, as I was sifting through the eye using my chakra, I was able to find out what they are. One is the Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, Susanoo, Kamui, and Izanagi. Those 5 are some of the strongest eye techniques of the Sharingan. Now, as you know, the first 3 can cause some serious damage to the eyes themselves, but with the Tiger clan that is negated. The Izanagi is a forbidden jutsu that the Uchiha made forbidden due to the user losing the eye that cast the jutsu. Again, with the Tiger clan that is negated somewhat. What do you mean somewhat? Well, instead of losing the eye you simply can't cast it again in the same day. You will only be able to use it twice and then that will be it. I think that it will take it a full 24 hours before you could use that jutsu again. Okay, so what of the other one that you told me about? I mean, I know of the first 3 because you already told me about them, but the other one I have never heard of. Kamui is a jutsu that allows you to send things to a different dimension. It will take a lot of chakra to use but has no negative side effects. It can be long range or short, whichever is needed at the time. Okay, and the other 4 that are unique to my eyes alone. Boy, did you not listen to Byako, he fucking told you what they are right after you passed the test. Flashback. Touching the shrine that held the Tiger clan's leader Naruto was enveloped in a bright flash of light. Where the hell am I? Looking around, all he saw was black, then rising from the shadows in front of him was an exact copy of himself. Well, look at what we have here, the goody two-shoes piece of shit that rules this body. Who are you? I am your true self. The side of you that lives in darkness and embraced the bloodshed. This is what happens when you have power and you wish to kill everything around you. Suddenly Naruto was flooded with images of him slaughtering his entire village. All of his friends that he grew up with, the few that truly cared about him, and the one he loved, Yugo. No. That will not be me. I will never embrace the darkness and hatred that you are full of. I want power to protect them, not kill them. Who are you fooling? This power that you have, all you want to do is kill and kill some more. Those that you say love you, they don't love you, they fear you. Maybe he is right, why should I protect them? They never gave me any reason to trust them or even protect them. As his thoughts drifted towards the darkness, his evil side grew in size and the blackness of the room grew more pronounced. Then images of the Hokage, his team, the ramen stand owners and many more, Hinata, Sakura, Sasuke, Ino and the rest of his friends, and then Yugo. No, they do love me and I will give my life to defend them with the power I have. He rushed at his dark side and slammed a fist right through his chest. I will never be like you. I will protect my loved ones and I will defend my village no matter what. Suddenly the image of darkness shattered and the room was filled with white and nothing else. Standing before Naruto was the biggest white tiger he had ever seen. 10 flowing tiger tails behind the tiger and a massive scar over his right eye and a jagged scar going across his jawline on the left side. Good job, young one, you fought against your darkness and won. Now before you ask if you would have given into the darkness of your heart, you would have died. So I passed. Really, that was all the test was. I was expecting something much harder. Do not get cocky, boy. You almost gave into the darkness when you were forced to relive all of your darkest days in your village. Now hold out your arm. As Naruto held out his arm, Byako slashed all 10 of his tails across Naruto's arm. There was no pain, instead he felt nothing at all, but when he looked down he noticed a tattoo of a tiger wrapping around his arm similar to what the fox one did. Both of the summoning tattoos wrapped around his arm and intertwined their tails in the center of his chest. And I don't remember if I put that in already or not. But basically on Naruto's right arm is the tattoo for the foxes and on his left is the tigers. If I did forget to put that in, tell me and I will explain it in more detail. Now you can summon my clan into battle or whenever you need us or just want to chat. With the eyes of the tiger comes 3 jutsu. One is a genjutsu that is stronger than the Tsukuyomi of the Sharingan. The second is a wind jutsu. It summons forth a tiger made of pure wind that will attack the enemy on a cellular level. The last one, if you are able to unlock it, you will be able to transform into a giant tiger. Flashback end. Okay, but what of the last one? I only reactive 3 from the tiger clan. That one was the only one that I was not able to figure out. It is said to be a combination of both clans, but the downside is you must work with the elders from both clans. Naruto. Sasuke suddenly shouted at Naruto, snapped him out of his thoughts. As he looked around he noticed that he was in the Hokage Tower. Sorry, and when exactly did we arrive here? Haha, Naruto-kun, I was trying to ask you what happened during and after your fight with the enemy. And you arrived here around 10 minutes ago. Okay. Naruto started his recap of what happened when he fought Striker and then what happened after. From him finding the base of Gato and Striker. He then proceeded to tell everyone about the find of the Tiger Clan Shrine. So let me see if I understand this. Not only did you fight and beat an A-ranked ninja, but you also found his and Gato's base and raided them. And if that wasn't enough, you also found a shrine that held the strongest clan in the known world. Yeah, that sums it up. You are a real troublesome young ninja, Naruto-kun. Hey, it's not my fault I attract so much damn trouble. I don't even do anything and yet assholes still come out of the woodworks hunting my ass down. Without waiting for a replay from his superiors, Naruto left in a hurry through the large double doors. Walking around the village he was greeted with the same old looks from all of the people he passed. The looks of hatred, detest and disgust from everyone he passed. No matter what he did or tried, they always seemed to think the same of him. Hey Naruto, wait up. Turning around to see who had called his name, he spotted his team and the rest of his graduating class. Oh hey guys, what's up? Well, for one, you stormed out of the meeting hall with the Hokage, and 2, you have been spacing out a lot, so we have been worried. I just have had a lot on my mind is all. I need to go and do some training, so I will talk to you all later. Naruto left in a burst of speed that rivaled Guy's own speed. No one could even say anything as he left. Well shit, now how are we supposed to talk with him? We just let him be and hope he comes and talks to us about whatever is bothering him. As the group left, they were all wondering what could be bothering their blonde-haired friend. No one ever expected that their favorite hyperactive friend would go to the one place no one dared to go. Forest of Death. Kyubi, why did you bring me out here? You know you could call me by my fucking name, you disrespectful little shit, and the reason why we are out here is so you can train using everything you have gained over the past few years. Starting today we will start the final phase of your Fox Clan training and start you Tiger Clan training. 1. I don't feel comfortable using your real name, and 2. What do I have to do? First summon me and then summon Byako for your tiger training. Doing as he was instructed to do, Naruto summoned both leaders of the clans. Let us begin, was the statement from both of the two leaders. Time skip. Naruto was walking back towards the main gate of the Forest of Death when 3 kunai buried themselves in the ground in front of him. You are very brave, you little brat. Not many people come inside of my forest and leave it alive. Who the hell are you? Looking up, Naruto saw a woman wearing a tan overcoat that covered up a very tight purple shirt that was over a fishnet shirt. Her legs were long and slender looking, with a very short skirt that barely came to her knees. The name is Anko Mitarashi and this is my forest. I don't see your name on it. Pulling out a kunai, she carves her name into the bark of the tree she was standing on. She looked down on Naruto from her spot on the tree and grinned at him. Now it is. You really are fucking insane, you know that? Tell me something I don't know, kid. Okay, how about you are the first person I have run into that hasn't tried to kill me on sight? Oh, how about the fact that you are the only person besides a handful that doesn't look at me with complete and total distaste and hatred? Or the fact that this is the only training ground I can use that some jackass doesn't try and kill me in? Naruto had gone off on the woman due to her being a bitch to him. The nerve she had of claiming that this forest was hers. The sound of laughing soon filled his ears. I have had the same problem, honestly. Don't look so surprised, Gaki. I was the apprentice to the village's #1 trader. Oh, so you were trained by the snake bastard, huh? I don't see how that would make people hate you for just being his apprentice. Me, I have no control over why people hate me. I mean, when you have a giant fox sealed inside of your gut and people wish nothing more than to see you dead than look at you, there is not a whole lot you can do. Anko just could not even bring herself to look the kid in the eyes after his little speech. Not only did he hit the nail on the head with her own past by only being his apprentice really shouldn't have made a difference, but it did. Not only that though, this kid also has probably had it worse than anyone she knows. You know, you're right. I don't think that it should matter either, but to the people of this village they form ideas about you before you can show them differently. As Naruto looked into Anko's eyes, all he could see was sadness, depression and the overwhelming desire to prove everyone wrong. He himself wasn't sure how he was able to read a person's emotions like he was, but he did know that there was no ill intentions from this woman. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I can trust you. It is either because I can't feel any ill intentions, or it could be that I smell something familiar about you. You smell of water, flowers, snakes, and yet oil used to polish and clean weapons. Well, the snakes and oil are all me, the others is your little lover Yugo. And why would a woman like her hang around with a woman like you? And what do you mean by a woman like me, Naruto-kun? Turning slowly around to the new voice in the forest, he saw the very woman he was talking about right behind him. I merely meant that you are sweet and beautiful, and she is not as all. Oh, so you don't think I'm good-looking, brat? I will have you know that I am the best damn kunoichi in the village in both appearance and availability. You also forgot batshit crazy. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you, my dear, are most certainly not beautiful. The silence that overtook the area was noticed by all animals and the one male ninja there that it was a very bad idea. You are so dead, you little runt. Both kunoichi suddenly shouted out at the blonde and began to chase him through the forest. Yugo-chan, I thought you loved me. Naruto was never one to really panic, but when you have to very pissed off kunoichi chasing you, anyone would panic. I do Naruto-kun so much so that I will also be waiting at your house as soon as we catch you in this damn forest. Naruto began to cry as he ran through the woods for his life. Naruto was seen running through the woods of the Forest of Death with two very pissed off kunoichi behind him. Wait, why the hell am I running? I didn't do anything. Deciding to stop the chase that he was in for some damn reason, he turns around to meet the two head on. Why the hell are you two chasing me? Because one, you were being very rude, Naruto-kun, said Yugo, starting to pout. And two, it was fun, Anko said with a sadistic grin. I love chasing little babies through my forest. Naruto just stared at the two, but then something clicked in his head when she made that grin and licked her lips like she did. Hey, wait a minute, I remember you now. You were that crazy chick that dragged me to the Hokage Tower. Anko looked at Naruto like he had grown a second head. Oh hey ya, you were fast at that time. What happened to that speed you showed against those Anbu? Easy, I trained myself into the ground to the point that it hurts to breathe right now. And then nothing was said by anyone as Naruto leaned forwarded and saw darkness. Thinking that maybe they had hurt Naruto, but then they heard a light snoring signaling that he had just passed out. Ah, he's so quiet. Yeah, when he sleeps it's like he doesn't have a care in the world. So I have been meaning to ask you this, Yugo, but how the hell did you two even end up together? I mean, come on, you're 16, almost 17, and he is no older than 14. It's a long story. It was around his 14th birthday actually. Flashback. Yugo was walking home after a mission debriefing. It was the night of the Kyubi festival, and the young blonde that the festival targeted was walking towards his apartment. No one even tried to attack him because he was extremely pissed off. Not only had his team fucked him over by not including him in on lunch, they did it when it was still his birthday. Now just being ignored by his team was fine by him. He didn't really like them all that much, but still it was just common courtesy to at least wish him happy birthday. As Yugo watched the blonde closely, she failed to notice the group of 6 people sneaking up on her. What do we have here? Said some random civilian that was heavily intoxicated. Turning around, Yugo did not pay them any attention and started to walk away again. I don't think so, babe. Some chunin walked out of the group and grabbed her by the arm. Suddenly she felt weak. Was this guy stealing her chakra? I know how to deal with uptight bitches like you. They started to drag her into a ally, and there was nothing she could do. Even with all of her Anbu training, she couldn't fight off so many low-level people after having a month-long S-ranked mission that left her both mentally and physically drained, and to top it all, of the chunin that grabbed her was a chakra stealer. 2 more chunin walked up and pulled out some kunai with ninja wire attached to the ring at the end. Let's tie this bitch up. Even if they were heavily intoxicated, they were still dangerous. The chunin that was apparently the leader walked up and with one fluid motion cut her pants all the way up to her shirt, but did not touch her underwear in the least. Then, just as fast as the first time, the chunin ripped her bra off of her chest and went to reach for her panties with a hand that was no longer there. Aha, what the hell happened to my hand? Panic started to overwhelm the group till the 3 chunin turned back to the group of random villagers and noticed that all of them either had their heads cut clean off or were split in 2. You know, through my whole life all you people ever called me was demon and monster, and yet you all were just about to rape a woman, an act that not even demons would do. The 3 chunin turned back around to look at the voice and saw a young boy around 14 with spiky sun-kissed blonde hair, slitted pupils for eyes, and an outfit that was both black and blood red. And I hate rapists. His eyes suddenly filled with uncontrolled fury. Drawing his katana faster than many thought possible and then appearing behind the 3 of them. I hope you rot in hell, you sick fucks. Sliding the blade home with an audible click, the 3 men fell in pieces, their heads rolling off of their bodies, followed by the arms, legs, and a torso that was split into 5 different sections. Are you okay, miss? Asked Naruto as he took off his coat and raped her in it. I am fine, Uzumaki-san. Wow, you know my name and yet I don't know yours. Don't be silly, you know me, I was the one who sparred with you in Kenjutsu. Finishing her sentence, she quickly blacked out. Not wanting to just leave her laying there on the ground, Naruto picked her up and took her to his house. Flashback end. Wait, you're telling me he killed 3 Chunin and around 6 random civilians? Yeah, I don't really remember the exact number, but I do remember he was pissed. He really does hate RA Spyist, and he is also the nice guy you could meet. Enko just stared at her longtime friend. Not only was she almost raped, but the man that saved her just so happened to be the most hated person in the village. So what happened after that? Well, shortly after that I woke up in his bed while he was nowhere to be seen. At first I thought it was just a dream, but then he walked into the room. Flashback. The day after the festival was very uneventful for most people. For Naruto it was a living hell. Especially this one in particular. Not only had he killed roughly 6 civilians, but he had also killed 3 Chunin. So he was sure that the council was going to be in an uproar for his head. How long was I out? Oh, and let's not forget about the women in his house. You were asleep for about 6 hours. You passed out soon after I brought you back to my house, and before you even asked, no, I did not do anything to you. Looking at the young boy, Yugo finally realized who he was. This boy in front of her was the Kyubi host and the most hated being in the entire village. I thought you were dead. Dead? No. I left the village after a real nasty beating and was trained by the very thing that I am hated for. Flashback end. And that's it. You woke, had breakfast, talked a little, and then left. Yeah. A little later that day I was called into the Hokage's office to discuss what happened, and then I went to lunch with Naruto. So after you woke up in his house you started to spend more time with him. At first I thought it was the Nightingale affect. Falling for the one that saved your life, but in the end I realized that I didn't fall for him because he saved me. I fell for him because no matter what this village throws at him he gets right back up and keeps defending it. The 2 women continued to stare at the blonde for what seemed like forever, but was only a few minutes. Well, I am going to go and leave you 2 alone. Enko gave her friend a little wink and left before she could say anything. Standing up and carrying Naruto back to his apartment. Once she arrived she tried to lay him down on his bed but decided on sleeping there tonight, even though it was the middle of the afternoon. A few hours later Naruto woke up to a knock on his front door. When he went to stand he noticed a weight on his chest. Looking down he sees the women he fell in love with laying on his chest. Naruto opened this door. Sakura, the only loud-mouthed teen he knew. Great. Deciding to just ignore her he went back to sleep. As he laid his head back on the pillow there was a series of knocks. 3 in total to be exact, and then a loud smack. The door to his apartment was broke down and the 2 laying in bed rushed into the living room. Sakura, give me a reason on why I should not kill you right now. Looking at her teammate she notices that he is pissed. Sorry, was all she said. What do you want anyways? I was taking a nap. Sakura looked up and saw that Naruto was without a shirt and there was a woman in the room with long purple hair and in a very baggy pants with what seemed like that was all. Right, you were taking a nap, huh? Then why are the 2 of you damn near naked and look like you just got out of bed together? Actually, that is a good question. I don't remember coming home, but my shirt was destroyed during training, but I don't remember Yugo coming over. Naruto was just as lost as Sakura was. That would be because of me. I brought you home and fell asleep with you. I actually just got back from a mission earlier today. Right, anyways, Naruto, the Hokage wants us in his office. The 2 teammates walked in complete silence for half of the trip to the tower. Sakura continuously glanced at Naruto and it was starting to irritate him. Can I help you with something, Sakura? I was just wondering if you can help me get Stringer is all. Naruto. Stopping so he can look at the girl, he stared her right in the eyes. Why? What? Why do you want me to help you? You are the medic of the team and I have to experience in that field. That's just it, I don't want to be just a medic. I realized during our mission to Wave that I was almost no help at all. I mean, I did help Haku out a little, but I was really only able to use 3 jutsu at most that were of any use. So do you want me to help you with your low chakra reserves or what? Yes, I would like that as well, but I was mostly asking for training in taijutsu or kenjutsu, maybe even some water jutsu or earth if you know any. Naruto started to walk again before he turned to Sakura. I can't help you with the elemental jutsu since I know none but the kenjutsu and taijutsu I can help you with. Thank you. Wait, what about my chakra? That will build as we train. The two walked the rest of the way to the tower in complete silence. Naruto thinking of what he can put her through without killing her, and Sakura thinking along the same lines as Naruto. The two walked into the office and the Hokage immediately flew through hand seals. Sit down, you two now. The fury the Hokage held in his voice startled the two. The Hokage never talked to people like that. There are two things I would like to discuss with the two of you. One would be, why is Zabuza Momochi and his daughter is standing in my office and claiming to be friends with you? Looking to the corner of the room, they spotted Zabuza and Haku. Where the hell did you guys go after we left Wave? We snuck in using Haku's ice mirrors. But that was 2 days ago. We got distracted. Naruto and Zabuza continued to argue back and forth. The other residents in the room watched quietly. That's enough. And apparently the Hokage had enough. It's apparently clear that you all are friends now. On to my next order of business with these two. Zabuza Momochi, Haku Momochi, you two are hereby instated in Konoha's ninja ranks. Zabuza, you will be a Junin unless you want to go for Anbu, and Haku, you are a Chunin. The happiness spread through everyone till the Hokage was serious once again. Now Kakashi, get in here now. Very quickly Kakashi appeared in the room without his book present. Sasuke Uchiha has left the village. What? Was the answer asked and or shouted by everyone in the room. We are unsure of why, but we do know who took him or he went with. It was Orochimaru. He either kidnapped the boy or the boy went willingly. What do you want us to do, Hokage-sama? Surprisingly, it was Naruto who asked, and even more surprising was he was respectful about it. I already have an Anbu squad hunting them down. Just then one member from that very squad crashed through the window with a hole in his chest right where his heart used to be. Everyone also noticed that the hole was made from a chidori. Well, I guess that answers the question on if he went willing or not. No one could say anything. The love of Sakura's life, the one that she liked since she was in the academy and finally started a relationship with. Naruto had a brother in the last Uchiha and now he was shattered. Kakashi had failed his students in his village. Zabuza and Haku didn't really care, they didn't know the kid as well as everyone else. Why would he leave the village though? He said that he was going after his brother with his team with us. Sakura was hysterical. She dropped to the floor and started crying her eyes out. Naruto, I want you and 6 others to chase them down and bring him back dead or alive. Naruto just looked at the Hokage and activated his IQ Sharingan and said nothing, just nodded his head. Without another word, Naruto disappeared in a crimson flame, leaving everyone speechless. That was like the 4th Hokage's flying thunder god. Nobody said anything and continued to stare at the spot where Naruto just left. Sakura had passed out either from the stress, crying herself to sleep, or maybe Naruto had placed her in a genjutsu. With Naruto. Why, Sasuke? Why did you leave the village? Naruto sent some clones out to gather the ones needed for this mission and continued through the main gate. Naruto was rushing through the forest trying to catch up to his longtime friend. When would he have been able to leave the village? They had just gotten back from a mission a few days ago. Naruto. Not hearing the shouting behind him, Naruto continued to run forward, intent on ending this chance before it can begin. Naruto, damn it, listen. Snapping out of his haze, he sees Kiba, Shikamaru, and Choji. You need to tell us the situation so we don't go in blind. Not breaking stride, he answers. Orochimaru possibly kidnapped Sasuke, or he willingly went with him, that is unsure. The group of 4 continued to run through the forest when Kiba spoke up. Straight ahead they stopped. The group landed in a small clearing and noticed 4 people standing there looking right at them. except one had his back turned to the group, and that was Sasuke. Sasuke. Turning around slowly, Sasuke looked straight at Naruto with eyes glazed over and a vacant look in them. What the hell did you do to him, you bastard? Sasuke-kun is just under the use of my new jutsu. It takes the fundamentals of the puppeteers in Suna and the Yamanaka clan in Konoha. And as for the Anbu, I had Sasuke kill him and used a puppeteer trick to control him. Naruto stared the man down. He had been wondering about the Anbu, but he never voiced it. Could he be reading his mind, or was he just that predictable? The answer is neither, Naruto. I am good enough to spot the questions in your eyes, and I know all about you, young one. I even know who your parents are and what you contain. The look on Naruto's face said it all. Whoever this guy was knew way too much information and was most likely out of their league. Looking the man over, they see that he has pale skin, slitted snake-like eyes, and a kimono that matched his skin. Long hair and a set of earrings, and was fairly tall, possibly 6'2". There was only one man in all of the elemental nations that fit that appearance: Orochimaru, an S-ranked missing ninja, and the snake Sannin. Naruto, we have to get out of here. We are no match for him. What do you mean, Shikamaru? Are you that lazy to fight? Orochimaru, you bastard, give me back my brother. Kiba and Choji were shocked to find out that the man in front of him was none other than the S-ranked missing nin Orochimaru, but what surprised Naruto and Shikamaru is who said it. Standing off to the right of the group was none other than Itachi Uchiha, the oldest of the Uchiha clan and the one that single-handedly slaughtered his own family in the hopes to gain power. But wait, if he wanted to gain power, then why was he defending his brother? Itachi Nisan. The shock of the group only grew more as Naruto was the one to call him brother. Hello Naruto-kun, it has been a while. The two stared at each other while everyone else was speechless except Orochimaru, who was furious that not only had the Kyubi vessel interrupted him, but so did Itachi, the one who was stronger than himself. Why, Itachi-kun, it's so nice to see you again. Without even saying a word, Itachi rushed in and slammed a fist into Orochimaru's stomach with enough force to cause the man to cough up some blood. Pivoting in his left leg, Itachi lashed out with a straight kick to the other man's head and sent him reeling back. Without missing a beat, the older Uchiha flew through hand seals for the prize jutsu of the Uchiha clan. Fire style. Grand Fire Ball Jutsu. The ball of fire was larger than normal and was not the normal orange color of fire but a scorching white. The heat radiating off of the ball of fire was hot enough to ignite the tress and other foliage surrounding the area. Orochimaru, while impressed with the strength of the jutsu, was not going to stand around and let it hit him. Even he would be at a disadvantage with the heat rolling off the ball of fire. Sasuke. Naruto rushed over and slammed a fist to the side of his friend and teammate's head. The dazed look in the young Uchiha's eyes faded and he fell to the ground. The rage that bubbled inside of Orochimaru was rolling off of him in waves as his jutsu wore off of his next body. Goddammit. I will get the Sharingan no matter what. And if I can't have Sasuke, then neither will Konoha. Rushing forwarded, Orochimaru drew his kusanagi from his mouth and went to stab at the blonde boy first. Seeing the blade drawn and headed towards him, Naruto activated his IQ Sharingan to avoid the blade, but was not needed because just as the blade was about to pierce his heart, Sasuke appeared in front of him. Due to the height difference, Sasuke took the blade in his right kidney. While not an instant kill, it was still fatal. Sasuke. An explosion of red chakra erupted from Naruto's body and threw the two people in front of him away. As soon as he unleashed the chakra, a shockwave knocked everyone off of their feet, but what he did not notice was the small amount of Sasuke's blood that fell into his eyes. The explosion of power knocked everyone down and sent the three assailants flying through the air and right into a patrolling Anbu squad. The three assailants, though powerful, could not take on that many opponents. Between the Anbu and Itachi Uchiha, the fight was already damn near impossible to win. But add in the fact that the Kyubi Jinchuriki is pissed and looking to rip into anything around him, it was a good idea to get out of dodge. We are leaving now. Orochimaru looked at his two companions and quickly left. And with that, the three of them left the area quickly. Now the rest of the individuals that were in the clearing had to face down an enraged Jinchuriki, along with the fact that his chakra seemed to be going haywire and not under his control. "What's going on?" shouted Shikamaru. "No one except Itachi has ever felt something so potent and full of hatred. We need to get out of here now." Itachi was trying to get everyone to leave quickly, but they were all rooted to the floor. "We are not leaving our friends behind." Itachi stared at the two and was surprised that the group of young genin were staring him down and even willing to risk everything for their friends. The very reason why he loved the village he gave up. Just then something unexpected happened. The once foul red chakra that had begun to ravage the landscape was suddenly changed with a much more dense and foul black chakra. Not even Itachi, the ever-impressive and stoic massacre of his own clan, was able to stand when he felt the pressure slam on top of them all. He slowly turned around to see Naruto standing just feet from them all. Slowly the blonde raised his head and everyone saw a sight that will forever haunt their dreams. His eyes changed. They were all used to seeing his eyes with the blue and white Sharingan, except Itachi. But now he had a slitted pupil, solid black eyes, and his Sharingan connected all together in a circle with only two tomas being visible. The third was inside his pupil. Then another change begun to take place. The tomas of his eyes turned red, his pupil turned to a ghostly white, and then the rest of his eyes turned black and red in a flame pattern. What the hell is going on? His eyes, he has the Sharingan, but then again it's not. Naruto, what the hell happened to you when I left? Kurama, what can I do to save Sasuke? I don't want to lose my brother. You have to control your chakra for starters. The rest of your friends are dying from the density and also the combination of mine and your chakra. Secondly, you have to summon Byako. He can heal Sasuke and the two of you can get him back to the village to be properly healed. Summoning Jutsu. Standing before the group was a massive white tiger with 10 tails swaying back and forth. Byako, please, you have to heal Sasuke or he may die. Without even saying a word, Byako brought one of his tails down and begun to heal the dying Uchiha. Then he picked everyone up and disappeared from the area. The only ones left was the group of Anbu. What the hell just happened? One of the Anbu asked. The others just shook their heads and begun to clean up the area. Konoha Hospital. The door busted open and in rushed in Naruto carrying Sasuke in his arms. I need a doctor, please. Sasuke was hurt. The doctors quickly rushed over to help the young Uchiha, and a few of them gave little snide remarks towards Naruto that he just ignored and continued to stare off into space. He nearly killed everyone, losing control of his emotions, and Sasuke may die. Naruto, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the sword Sasuke was stabbed with is coated in a very deadly poison that no one in my staff is capable of counteracting. The only one is able to stop the poison is one of my students named Tsunade, and she left the village long ago and hasn't returned. Naruto looked at his grandfather figure and he just could not believe what he was hearing. His brother may die and there was nothing he could do to help him. Hokage-sama, what if we searched for her? Looking to the corner of the room, the aged Hokage was able to see Itachi Uchiha, the only other real threat to the village, but the Hokage knew the real reason behind his defection from the village and knew he could be trusted. Well, Itachi, it's good to see you once again after so many years. And I see you have already rekindled your relationship with young Naruto. Yes, Hokage-sama, I have. I ran into Naruto and his group of friends when they had encountered Orochimaru outside the gates of Konoha. Orochimaru has developed a technique that allows him to control one's own mind, similar to the Yamanaka's own jutsu. Well, then we will have to watch out for him, especially with the Chunin examens coming next month. Thank you, Itachi. You may go back to your old assignment. I know you are not able to stay in this village for very long due to your past here. Actually, Hokage-sama, if it was alright with you, I would like to stay here in my home village and train both Naruto and Sasuke. The aged Hokage stared at the young man before him. One of the most promising shinobi he had ever had under his control. Yes, Itachi, I believe I can make that work.